It begins with a question that makes people uncomfortable, the kind that lingers long after the screen goes dark. What happens when someone who has never been denied anything finally runs into a boundary that will not move? What happens when money stops working, names lose their power, and excuses fall silent? Stay with this story, because what unfolds is not just about a courtroom. It is about the exact second entitlement meets reality, and reality does not blink. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to see how far this conversation is reaching. Picture a morning that looks ordinary on the surface, the kind of day that does not announce itself as historic. Fluorescent lights hum softly, shoes echo across polished floors, papers shuffle, people wait their turn. Providence Municipal Court opens its doors like it does every weekday, unaware that this particular morning will leave a mark on everyone who witnesses it. At the center of the room sits a judge nearing the end of a long career. Decades on the bench have given him a quiet presence, not loud, not theatrical, but steady. His eyes carry the weight of thousands of stories. He has watched lies unravel. He has seen fear pretend to be confidence. He has heard apologies that meant nothing and silence that meant everything. He believes deeply that the law is not about power, but about people. That belief is about to be tested. In the hallway outside the courtroom stands a young man who has never had to wait for anything in his life. His suit is tailored within an inch of perfection. His watch costs more than most families earn in a year. His posture suggests boredom rather than concern. He is not nervous. He is inconvenienced. He grew up in penthouses and private schools. Problems were solved before they became problems. A phone call here, a donation there, and obstacles simply disappeared. Consequences were stories that happened to other people, the kind you read about but never expect to experience. Next to him stands an attorney whose confidence has been built on winning for people like this. His voice is smooth. His resume is intimidating. He has spent years turning accountability into paperwork and responsibility into negotiation. To him, this is another file, another morning, another routine victory. They whisper together, already planning lunch. What they do not understand is that routine has a way of breaking when arrogance walks into the wrong room. Weeks earlier, on a quiet evening, a different life was unfolding just a few miles away. A woman was finishing a long shift at a hospital, doing the work that keeps strangers alive. She was tired in the way only caregivers understand, the kind of exhaustion that settles into your bones. Her thoughts were not on luxury or ambition. They were on dinner, homework, and making it home. She was a mother first, always. Everything she did revolved around her children. She worked holidays so they could have stability. She sacrificed rest so they could have opportunity. She believed that if she kept going, if she stayed strong, things would work out. At the same time, across the city, the young man from the courthouse was celebrating. Champagne glasses clinked, music pulsed, laughter filled a private lounge designed to keep the rest of the world out. He was proud of himself, eager to feel the rush that came with speed and control. He believed the night belonged to him. When those two paths crossed, everything changed. The moment itself was fast. Too fast to process. Too fast to undo. One choice led to another, and then to another, until there was no time left to think. What mattered afterward was not the accident itself, but what came next. One person lay injured, surrounded by strangers who rushed to help. Another made a decision that revealed more about his character than anything else ever could. He left, not because he did not know what had happened, not because he was confused. He left because he believed he could. In the days that followed, truth refused to stay hidden. Cameras told their quiet, unbiased story. Technology recorded what memory tried to erase. Witnesses stepped forward, shaken but determined. Slowly, carefully, reality began to assemble itself piece by piece. Law enforcement did their job. No amount of influence could change the facts. The arrest came early in the morning, when confidence feels smaller and excuses sound hollow. The young man protested, not with innocence, but with disbelief. He truly thought this could not happen to him. The woman survived, but survival is not the same as recovery. Her world narrowed to hospital rooms and uncertain futures. Her children learned fear far earlier than they should have. The life they knew was replaced by a long road filled with questions no one could answer. And still, accountability remained elusive. Legal strategies appeared, documents were filed, Responsibility was diluted into technicalities. The system did what systems often do when faced with money and influence. It compromised. By the time the case reached civil court, much had already been decided elsewhere. Deals had been made. Punishments had been reduced. The young man had been advised to move on, to treat this as an unfortunate chapter now closed. That assumption walked with him into the courtroom. The room is fuller than usual. People sense something important is about to happen. Advocates sit quietly. Reporters observe. In the front row sits the woman in a wheelchair, her children beside her. They are not here for sympathy. They are here for acknowledgement. The young man sees them and looks away. The judge notices. The proceedings begin politely enough. The attorney speaks confidently, asking for dismissal, framing the matter as redundant. His tone suggests efficiency, not humility. He believes this will end quickly. The judge listens. Then he interrupts. Not harshly, not angrily, calmly. He says he has read everything. He says he has watched the footage. He says he understands exactly what this case represents. The room grows quiet. When the judge addresses the young man directly, the questions are simple but piercing. Why no apology? Why no acknowledgement? Why no effort to take responsibility beyond what lawyers arranged? The attorney attempts to redirect. He argues relevance. He argues limits. He argues procedure. The judge does not argue back. He states a truth. Money does not erase harm. The young man feels something unfamiliar rising in his chest. Not fear. Not regret. Resentment. He has been told all his life that authority bends when challenged. So he challenges it. He accuses the judge of bias. The sound that follows is not loud, but it is heavy. Gasps ripple through the room. A child begins to cry. The judge removes his glasses. He does not rush. He does not shout. He speaks about where he came from, about his parents, about work, about what he has seen over 40 years. Then he says something that changes the temperature of the room. Character, he explains, is revealed under pressure. Decency is proven by actions, not wealth. Consequences do not care who your father is. The young man tries again. He invokes power. He invokes donations. He invokes threats. The judge ends it with one sentence. In this courtroom, you are not special. Before anyone can speak again, a voice rises from the front row. A teenage girl stands, shaking but determined. She speaks about her mother, about responsibility forced upon her too soon, about watching someone she loves struggle with pain and fear. She does not insult. She does not exaggerate. She tells the truth. And the truth is devastating. When she finishes, there are no arguments left. The judge waits. Then he offers a choice. Not punishment for punishment's sake, but accountability with meaning. One path is easy. A fine that would be forgotten before the day ends. The other path requires effort, humility, and time. It requires facing the impact of choices. It requires giving something back without expecting praise. The young man hesitates. For the first time, no one can decide for him. He looks at the children. He looks at the woman. He looks at the judge. And something shifts. The outcome is not about redemption guaranteed or forgiveness earned. It is about a moment where power failed and humanity spoke louder. That is why this story matters. Because justice is not blind when it sees people clearly. If this story moved you, challenged you, or made you think, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who believes money solves everything. And subscribe for more stories where accountability finally finds its voice.